When your father is the big show, standing out seems impossible. Yet his daughter is quietly proving that big isn't just about height or headlines. It's about presence, direction, and the way you build a life. Here's how Paul Wight climbed from genetic giant to sports entertainment icon, what it really cost him to carry that size, the missteps he ate for the team, the partner who steadied him, and why his eldest, Sierra, may be the most impressive big in the family. Paul Donald Wight-Seckou arrived on February 8, 1972 in Aiken, South Carolina, already on a path no one could predict. Acromegaly, a rare disorder affecting the pituitary gland, sent his growth into overdrive. By 12, he was 6'2" and 220 pounds, an adult frame wrapped around a kid's heart. Surgery in the early 90s slowed the acceleration, but he never exactly shrunk. At 7 feet and well over 350 pounds, even everyday life needed custom fixes: buses instead of planes, bespoke shoes, rings the size of bracelets. He didn't fit the world, so he bent the world to fit him. At Wyman King Academy, he turned his difference into dominance. Basketball, football, and, after a dust-up with a coach, cheerleading, which he later called one of the best decisions of his life. College hoops took him through Northern Oklahoma JC, 14 points, 6. 5 boards, Wichita State, and Southern Illinois Edwardsville. It looked like a basketball future until it wasn't. Odd jobs followed, bouncing, bounty work, answering phones, until he put $5,000 on the table for training at Larry Sharp's Monster Factory. A count-out loss in his first match, a near miss with an early WWF scout. Then fate kicked open a side door. A karaoke gig led to radio host Danny Bonaduce, to Hulk Hogan, to WCW chief Eric Bischoff. Paper signed. The Giant was born. WCW Slamboree, 95 was the debut. By Halloween Havoc, he was opposite Hogan for the title. In 1996, he grabbed the big gold and mixed it with Flair, Sting, Luger, and even joined the NWO before being turned on like so many others. The talent was unmistakable, the politics exhausting. On his 27th birthday in 1999, he let his WCW contract expire. Then came the moment, St. Valentine's Day Massacre 99. He erupted through the ring as Vince McMahon's secret weapon. New company, new name, The Big Show, same jaw-drop effect. Within months, he ricocheted from monster heel to crowd favorite to world champion, subbing for an injured Austin at Survivor Series and pinning Rock and Triple H comedy. He did it, the showster. Carnage. He did that too. Undertaker, Kane, Rock, Brock. He even handed Brock Lesnar his first WWE loss in 2002. But size has rent due. The schedule, the miles, the falls, everything magnified. In the mid-2000s, he eased off the throttle, tried TV and film, and for once, slept in his own bed more often than not. For years, he equated greatness with more mass, more spectacle. Eventually, more became miserable. Hips barked, joints burned, and being the big show felt like wearing armor he couldn't take off. Then a backstage quip from John Cena landed like a challenge. Not a scold, a spark. Paul flipped the script. Over roughly a year, he peeled off about 90 pounds, not by hero workouts, a hip issue limited that, but by ruthless diet discipline. He traded comfort food for actual comfort, and for the first time in decades, the mirror looked like a choice, not a fate. Fans noticed. Wrestlers noticed. But the win wasn't aesthetic. It was ownership. He didn't need the extra bulk to matter. He needed freedom to move and breathe like a healthy giant. Life in the ring is loud. Life in the headlines, louder. In the late 90s, he weathered 2 real-world cases, one dismissed for lack of evidence, one acquittal on self-defense, proof that scrutiny can outlive facts. Inside the ropes, creative sometimes turned him into a meme with a pulse. The forced, yes, chase an AEW weigh-in segment he called a freaking disaster. The 2015 Rumble finish that had the crowd booing the building, the giant comedy chair, the tranquilizer dart angle, the Hell in a Cell humiliation spot, and deep WCW cut, the rooftop fall during a monster truck face-off, only to wrestle minutes later. Embarrassing? Often. Career-ending? Never. He ate the awkward so the show could go on. That's what professionals do. Paul married Melissa Ann Piavis in 1997. They welcomed daughter Sierra before divorcing in 2002. Days later, he married Bess Catramatos, an Illinois model who chose family over flash. She gave up her own spotlight and built a stable life with a very unstable job attached to it. Together, they raised their kids in Tampa, traded airports for after-school routines, and proved you can be famous in public and normal in private. When Netflix launched The Big Show in 2020, the sitcom's warm, goofy heart felt familiar. At home, he isn't the world's largest athlete. He's dad. Sierra White, born November 28, 1998, grew up around arenas and open mics but skipped the circus. She chose school, privacy, and purpose, studying at the University of West Florida and living way outside the gossip mill. She doesn't need 7-foot stats to stand out. She carries the presence without the performance. People who meet her talk about poise, focus, and kindness, the quiet kind of gravity you can't fake. That's the lesson tucked inside the legend. Big isn't only a body type or a Titantron intro. It's how you hold yourself when no one's looking. By that measure, Sierra may already be bigger than the legacy she was born into because she's writing her own. Paul White's story is more than belts and viral clips. It's a long wrestle with design, genetic, creative, personal, and the choice to turn a spectacle into a life. The kid who scared strangers learned to make crowds cheer. The man who equated size with value learned that less can mean more. He reinvented, cringed, laughed, won, lost, and, most importantly, showed up. And now the most compelling chapter might be the quiet one. A giant at peace, a partner at his side, and a daughter proving that growing beyond a shadow is its own kind of greatness. Are you a Big Show fan? Which era lives rent-free in your head? WCW Chaos, the early WWE title run, the Brock Shocker, or the leaner, smarter reinvention? Drop your take below, hit like and share, and tap the next video for another legend behind the lights.